I'm from Dallas, Texas. Grew up in Texas, fourth generation Texan, and went to the University of Illinois, where I met my wife, Robin, and we celebrated 30 years of marriage this past February. This is a great blessing. And Robin and I took in our nephew, Solomon, when he was 8 years old. Now he's 25, and he works at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. They're helping that tremendous school. When I was at Illinois, I was a student athlete. I played football and ran indoor and outdoor track. And then I was drafted in the National Football League in 1995 and played for Washington Redskins, San Diego Chargers, and the Denver Broncos from 95 to 04. And during that time, the Lord called me to help with a church plant in San Diego. And so I started in a ministry in the off season while I was in the NFL. Preaching and teaching, setting up chairs, taking down chairs, taking up the offering, everything when you do a church plant. And so one of the greatest joys of my life is being a minister of the gospel and being a pastor at Prestonwood Baptist Church in Dallas before becoming secretary here. And then I'm just been in business for a long time in the construction, development, and football business.
You were just preaching at Prestonwood last weekend.
Sunday.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you that these, not only are these jobs not mutually exclusive, they really do inform one another. The title of this series, Mr. Secretary, is Belief in Action.
Good.
What does that mean to you, belief in action?
Well, you know, in Philippians chapter 1, verse 6, it says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." And I think a lot of times when I think about belief in action, it reminds me of when I was 10 years old, and my mother and father were married for 10 years. They got married as teenagers right out of high school, and they stayed married for 10 years, but unfortunately, they didn't stay together. And I remember the day when my mother and father split and my father left, and I was standing there with my mother on the porch of our house, and my father was leaving the house, and the Lord dropped a dream in my heart. And I told my mom, I said, "Mom, you know, one day I'll play in the NFL and I'll take care of you." I was 10. I was in Pee Wee football. You know, I was Tony Dorsett, number 33 for the Cowboys. And, you know, long story short, I lived with my mother for about 3 years, but it was very hard on her to take care of me and my infant sister, who my parents had just previously adopted 2 years earlier. And so I went to go live with my father, and that was brought me to Richardson, Texas at J.J. Pierce High School.